So much for showing up at the 5:30 a.m. You guys, good job.
Hey, we left at 5:30 a.m.
That was actually what we were supposed to do.
We actually did
We
that.
did.
All right. Welcome to FaBled Hunters.
I'm Yuanji,
I'm Saint.
and today we're going to open some stuff.
Yes, we are. It's been a while. We haven't opened stuff together in a couple weeks, right?
Yeah, we haven't opened packs.
Yes, we haven't. This is Dynasty from our friends at Star City Games, right? This playmat is exclusive to the SCG Dynasty release, right?
Yeah, they have like a release bundle.
Yep, leave no witnesses.
I'm not sure how you get it if you're international. There must be like some other
I think they
channels.
send international though, no?
Maybe.
Okay, so we doing one at a time?
Yeah, you have the...
Let's do
You
that.
have the sleeves, the semi-rigid.
Oh, shoot. You reminded me. The sleeves are ready. Semi-rigids are always ready. They're there. They're always there.
Yeah.
We got them. Dynasty, however, is, a $90 box still, right? And although this is the most recent set, it just doesn't seem to have the enthusiasm
I've had
community-wide as Uprising, the last set.
I've heard mixed reviews. I think for some stores, they say Dynasty sells really well.
Okay.
And my opinion is that Dynasty is kind of like, I don't want to say it's Dragon's Maze, but there's a lot of, I don't know, a lot to be desired. That being said, recently came
Dragon's
back
Maze.
from...
That's mean, man.
recently came back... No, that's probably a little hard. Came back from the Calling, and it's pretty interesting now that things are kind of getting figured out.
Ooh,
Yeah, the gold.
that's good, right?
Now that things are getting figured out a bit, I think that the gold token and the Crown of Dominion are both pretty strong.
Gold token and Crown of Dominion.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of the other cards are yet to be determined whether or not they're going to be good. And so I think for right now, a lot of the cards aren't seeing a ton of play, but
And you said gold token is super rare. It's one per case or one per 2 boxes?
Yeah, I don't know. We got our first Majestic. I opened a couple of cases and I only found one gold token.
Okay.
So I think they're pretty rare. Definitely the rainbow foil one is
Foils down here, rares over here, commons to the sides. Life's too short to look at commons, said an influential YouTuber.
Yeah.
So we're not looking at commons. Ooh, Regicide. That's
Funny,
a good one.
funny story. So it's been confirmed on the collector's, like cash, whatever, the page.
Yep. Collector Center.
That Regicide, I think, was originally supposed to be short printed,
But instead
they short printed
Surgical
extraction.
mistakes happen.
I think it's kind of crazy. That card is like $50 or something right now.
I thought it was 60, but
Yeah, or
you're-
higher.
You're not wrong.
They got a foil common, 2 rares, 3 rares. Yeah, I think that's going to be like a big question mark for how LSS is going to handle moving forward. Like, are they going to redistribute surgical extraction? Are they going to release like a new print for the set?
Okay.
They need to do something.
Plasma mainline, yeah.
If Assassin's gonna come out in Outsiders, and presumably people are gonna want to play it, and Surgical's a really good card.
Okay. So you think they're going to have to find a way to make up for the short printing of surgical extraction, is what you're saying?
I believe so.
Ooh.
Okay, we got a
Just
Majestic equipment.
Majestic Great Bow. Foils at the bottom, wherever.
2 rares and...
No, that's fair. So, wait, what else happened at the Calling? Because it's been a while. We haven't,
Calling...
we haven't met since the Battle Hardened, right?
As a Calling Indianapolis... Of course, Michael Hamilton wins again.
Yeah, that's. I don't think people are getting tired of seeing our All-American champ / the GOAT win. But on the competitive side, are you and your colleagues in the competitive circuit getting a little irked? Are you guys
I have
just getting more encouraged?
I have a
and
theory.
challenged?
I have a theory that Michael Hamilton is actually a Jedi,
Yeah.
and somehow he just gets his opponents to inextricably
Make mistakes?
forget how to play the game. Again, no knock against Michael Hamilton.
Yeah,
he's actually a fantastic. He's a fantastic player.
That sounds like we're starting to
grapes.
lean into some haterade,
Sour grapes. But you can't deny that he's been the beneficiary of some pretty crucial mistakes from his opponents.
Okay, I've heard.
And so
what happened this time?
So I believe at this tournament on stream he played against a Lexi, and I think I have to watch the video, but I heard something along the lines of the Lexi either had an action point and didn't load, or I think they hit an endless arrow and then just missed their trigger, so that they missed out on 7 damage.
Really?
And 7 damage is huge.
Would that have taken down the GOAT, or not really?
I believe he would have lost the game.
But was that game instrumental in anything else? Was that a?
I mean, it would have mattered. It would have mattered Iceland. He was playing Icelander at the tournament, and Icelander is one of those decks where a lot
He's
of
been playing Icelander for a lot of tournaments, right?
Yeah, so a lot of the decks that were doing in the undefeated bracket were pretty good, but there were some Dromais that if he played against, it would have been dangerous, or if he played against a Dash,
Okay.
it could have been dangerous as well. In the finals, he played against Charles, and Charles, a little bit unlucky, didn't find his little Warhorn, Imperial Warhorn,
Okay.
early enough, but then also at the same time just kept a remembrance in his arsenal, and Charles himself even admitted that it's probably a mistake to just knock Crown of Seeds away the remembrance to help dig him farther into finding the Warhorn.
Okay.
So
What hero was Charles playing?
Charles was playing a fatigue-based Oldhim strategy.
Okay.
So I mean, okay, no knock against.
Oh,
Michael
you're
Hamilton.
talking about the finals.
Yeah.
I saw that finals.
Yeah, so no knock against Michael Hamilton. Also, no knock against any of the opponents that he played against. Everybody makes mistakes. That's
Of
just
course.
a part of the game.
It is.
But my theory is that he's a Jedi master.
He's a Jedi master.
He just waves and says, "This is not the play."
This is not the play.
And then,
You do not want to kill Icelander.
Yeah.
You want to do something else.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Okay, yes, I do not want to kill Iceland." and then they don't, and then he wins the tournament.
That's fair. Hey, it's a theory, right?
Yeah, it's just a theory.
It's a theory.
Ooh,
Did we just? Oh, is this good? This is good.
This I think is one of the better hits in the set. Not the Marvel. Okay, so here's the annoying part about this set, right?
Yep.
This is it's a cold foil legendary. It's a great hit.
Yes.
But I think there's also a Marvel version.
Wait, so is the Marvel version? The Marvel version is presumably better than this one, right?
Yeah.
But this is a very, very playable, very collectible card.
Very
in its
playable,
own right.
very collectible card.
That's a cold foil L, but it's still a semi feels bad cold foil L, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right?
It's not obviously not.
Oh, and a Nitro Mechanoid
Yeah, that's a rainbow foil.
in the same pack.
That's pretty fire pack.
That is pretty crazy. Ooh.
Yeah, this card also I think not a ton of, but it's not confirmed on the collector's cache, but I think it's just because that there's no non-foil version available.
I would think the Crown of Dominion, this is kind of like that other Crown of Providence, right? It's gold, it's cold foil. You would think, right? But I guess not. I guess because there's a better rendition of it, that this one's far less desirable, far less valuable, correct?
Yeah, I think Marvel Crown is probably I think mid to high 200s, and this is probably 100 something.
Oh, well, it's $100. Shoot,
Yeah,
$100 is still $100, man.
Not a bad opening.
Not a bad card to open. Yes, 3 rares, a lot of rarity, a lot of M's here too.
Yeah, so I don't know. Also another fun story from Indianapolis Calling.
Yeah.
So it was a split event, or not. It wasn't a split event. It was
a hybrid.
The venue, Star City Games was holding two main games, and then they had a side booth for I think it was called Soul Forge Fusion, which was
Looming Doom.
a game that they were demoing. But the two main games were Flesh and Blood and Magic the Gathering.
Of course. Yep.
So the main event for Flesh and Blood was the Calling. The Calling is like a 20K.
Yeah.
And the Magic the Gathering event, they also had a 20K. So it was a 20K. Phyrexia All Will Be One pre-release.
Mm-hmm.
And
Ooh, Skull Crack.
fun story from the Calling was that Gavin Verhey, so one of the guys who works at Wizards of the Coast.
Gavin's big name.
Yeah, was
Poster child. He's like the Morrow of today.
Yeah, I was walking around the Flesh and Blood tables, and I don't know if it's because of this, but notably at the tournament, there were, I think, a little bit under 500 entrants, like 470 or something entrants for the Calling. And for the Magic Phyrexia Will Be One pre-release, I heard that there was about 200 players entered. So maybe he was walking around the Flesh and Blood areas like, what? Where's everybody? Where's everybody at? Like,
Yeah, why are they
Why are they all
not
at this
playing
side of the hall?
why are they not playing the game that I'm all about and I'm representing poorly? So, yeah. Maybe he's even looking to see who's going to write him his next paycheck. LSS, please don't hire that D-bag.
Oh man. No comment. Ooh, this is nice.
That is nice. Merciless Battle Axe.
Rainbow foil.
Rainbow foil, majestic, still valuable, right? It
Yeah,
doesn't.
not bad.
Does it come in?
All the equipments, I
Non-foil?
believe, if you look, are short printed. No, they come in non-foil.
Oh, they do.
So there's four. Actually, no. I don't know if there's 3 or 4. I don't know if these come in regular cold foil,
Okay.
but there's a Marvel version for sure.
Okay.
Marvel
well,
cold foil.
I've the black bordered special
Yeah.
Marvel, Emperor's Armory rendition for sure. That I remember. Okay, Deathly Duet. That comes out. That card comes in MTG as well.
Yeah, the Deathly Duet I think is actually pretty nuts as a card.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, weren't you complaining that there were no good Runeblade cards earlier?
Yeah, I might have jumped the gun on that one.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Box 1, just to review.
Maybe a preview for what's gonna happen at the next Calling.
Dun dun dun. Viserai's coming back. We have.
Don't tell everyone.
Okay, don't tell everybody. It's only Fabled Hunters. Come on, nobody watches the show. Okay, there's 3 Rainbow Foil Majestics, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Seven
It's made up
Majestics?
7 regular Majestics.
That's
Normally
quite a
there's
lot.
10, so that's 10 plus a cold foil, right?
Yeah, it's
pretty good.
That's I think a very good box.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, definitely with the legendary cold foil. So that's box 1. Let's move on.
Box 2.
Yeah, what else about... I mean, what I wanted to talk to you about or get feedback from on the Calling was there was that very, how do you say, controversial banned and restricted list, yet in the finals was Oldhim, right?
Yeah,
Oldhim
so
without
5
the Winter's Wail was still...
Yeah, so top 8, 5 Oldims. 5 Oldims.
that were totally debilitated without their
2
signature
Icelanders.
Winter's Wail, right?
1 Briar. So basically, LSS came out and said that they originally wanted to do these bans because these ice decks were a little bit too strong.
Too strong. Yep.
I think partially as a response to, I think one of the European Battle Hardens, where the top 8 was 4 Oldims, 4 Icelanders.
Yep.
This one not much better at 5 Oldhims, 2 Icelanders, 1 Briar.
But I thought, I mean, I had saw the uproar when it was, you go first, when it was Oldhim had his Winter's Wail
yeah.
canceled. Oldhim got canceled, right?
Yes.
Supposedly. And yeah, what happened to all that? That wasn't the case, right? Oldham's still super duper strong apparently, isn't he?
Yep. Oldhim is still pretty strong.
Brainstorm.
I think that
Mark Poole.
I even after, like, when they released the ban list, I posted on Twitter that I thought Oldhim was still like A tier, like not S tier. I had still put Icelander at S tier.
Double M. That's so cool when you just hit 2.
Oh, nice. What was the other one? Eradicate. Nice.
Yep.
I had put Icelander at S tier, even after the changes.
Okay. What did the Runaways run with?
We played Briar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Briar still, the matchup into Icelander is like a little bit too difficult, I think.
Really? Too difficult for Briar?
Yeah, for
Too
Briar.
disadvantageous for Briar.
Yeah. Definitely, I felt like this was one of the hardest callings to play in.
Okay.
Because everybody was playing at a pretty high level.
Sure. And that's probably going to be the pattern as we continue, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know, my overall thought on the ban list is, and I had some words in public with Brian Gottlieb.
I've heard the name before.
Yeah, so he's one of the head developers, I think, working on Flesh+blood.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, and
he's a dev?
yeah,
I didn't get to meet him on the dev team. Is he in New Zealand or he reports out of the US?
I think he right now is working. I think he's on sometimes he's remote, sometimes he's not.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he's in New Zealand right now.
Okay.
He's a good guy. I had some public disagreements with him.
On Twitter?
Yeah, he was posting about how...
Well, that Twitter beef isn't that bad, right? It's still rather civil, no?
It depends who it is.
Okay.
There's been some... this isn't last month today, so...
Okay, no.
But there's definitely some civil, some not so civil disagreements. I had a pretty good exchange with Brian where I just explained to him that I think that overall my feeling was that
just false alarm. Hey, buckle's still pretty good, right? Foil Majestic buckle.
Where I just disagreed with the fact that I think he was saying that the reason why the ice or he didn't say it like this, but I think Twitter's a bad medium for actually expressing nuance in your statements.
Sure.
But it read like he was saying that the reason why the ice decks were doing well, is this foil?
Yeah, it's a foil.
The reason why the ice decks were doing well was because people were disrespecting the strategy and didn't think that it was good enough. But
really?
I don't think that was the case.
Okay.
I think that the strategies they're just good, and a lot of people were still trying to beat them in some capacity.
I mean, but okay, let's just review really quick. Although a lot of the viewers that are entrenched in the game already know, the bans were very obviously to lower the power level of Icelander, then Oldhim, and then Fi, right?
Yeah.
But why was Fi the most impacted? I thought Belittle would have impacted Fi the least, whereas Oldhim would have been impacted the most. At least that's what people were suspecting, right? Spell, Fray, Gloves, Cold Foil, heck yeah.
So it's mostly because of what the cards respectively do for each deck.
Mm-hmm.
Where Belittle takes Fi and enables him to have beyond
smoother turns,
power level.
Yep.
Well, some of his most powerful turns where he's also playing Art of War or Spreading Flames.
Yep.
You need extra resources, and so the Belittle kind of provides for that. Whereas Winter's Wail obviously is also a very crucial part to Oldhim's power.
Yeah, it's huge. 4 damage every hit, no matter what. And with ice, you get to freeze them and hit for one more resource from the Frostbite token. Right?
Yeah, so I think Winter's Wail is a big component to his kit for sure. But I think ultimately one of the things is that you're also kind of cutting the power level of Fi in a significant way, so that he can't overcome. Basically, most of the good decks in this game have to do something that's unfair.
Okay.
And you're basically just cutting off one of the ways that Fi can be unfair.
Which is Belittle, and what was the other one?
Yeah, Belittle plus Art of War, Spreading Flames.
Okay. Wait, wasn't there something to get the Belittle?
No.
Minnowism. Belittle Minnowism.
Yeah, Belittle grabs the blue Minnowism.
Belittle gets the Minnowism to get the mana, right?
Yeah. And so because Fi is playing more or less on a fair axis now,
yep,
it's a lot harder.
He's weaker now. Well, what about Icelander? I saw that Amulet of Ice. That didn't seem very broken. It didn't seem very detrimental to Icelander. It's not like you made Frost Hex go away, or what is it, Red Aether Ice Vein, or any Aether Ice Vein go away, right?
I mean, I think that Amulet of Ice is actually pretty crucial to add on to Icelander's like consistency
Mm-hmm.
because it's always like a 1 card for 1 card at some point.
Okay.
Plus, like the frostbite sometimes is worth up to a card. Plus, sometimes it just like speeds you up in being able to take that pivot turn.
Sure.
And I think that the Amulet of Ice hit was pretty important for toning down the power level Icelander. But I think it just happens to be that you also toned down the power level significantly of the decks or the deck that was most popular that was good against Icelander.
Okay.
And so it's more of an addition by subtraction. If that makes sense.
Addition by subtraction. Okay, so the other decks, well, I mean, Briar was the 4th threat out of the big 3, right?
Yeah.
So Briar only got a little stronger, yet Icelander won. Oldham was the most popular, despite getting hit the hardest. So I guess my question would be, how actually detrimental were the bans? And even if they were very detrimental, does that mean that Icelander and Oldham have been overpowered this whole time for the past year by that much more?
It depends. So, like, in the past year, there was a lot of decks that were good against Oldham and Icelander, namely Prism.
Okay.
Prism is no longer
that makes
playable.
sense, because Prism's been out since only Pro Tour 2, right?
Yeah. So Prism was definitely, like, a big suppressor for these 2 heroes. And I think that, like, these decks aren't necessarily, like, insanely overpowered, but just that they're the best options available. A lot of the most powerful decks...
Oh, Harpoon. This is good, right?
Yeah, that's very good. A lot of the most powerful decks have already kind of made their way out.
What happened to everybody saying that Dash was now meta?
Oh,
Dash
yeah.
is now viable in Dorinthia.
Your best buddy, Matt Rogers, I think, brought Dash to the calling.
Oh, yeah?
I think Dash just, like, in general, is, like, a little bit too fair of a deck.
Too fair?
And needs to have some things that enable her to do unfair
things.
Yeah.
Bring back Skeleta Viscerae is what Yuanji is saying.
No, that's
basically. Bring back Skeleta and Viscerae.
I think Skeleta Viscerae would be a little bit too strong. For sure.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, it's been a recipe, I think, for success in this game.
Ooh. Oh, just...
I call this the chicken nugget shield because it kind of looks like a chicken nugget.
Okay. It's full art and it's non-foil. It's a little... I don't know. It's just a little weird to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a non-foil full art. It's felt like I got a hit, but then it felt like I was missing some foiling. You know?
I'm a big fan of non-foil, so I'm into it.
Okay.
Last pack for me.
For you. Will we get a second cold foil? Will we get a second anything? Will we get any value whatsoever?
2 rares.
A common and 2 rares. That's kind of like as bad as you can do. Let's see. This is the Spellfray Gloves box, so let's see if we get anything in the end. Oh, hey! That is pretty good, isn't it? It's a legendary, ain't it? It's an L. Spellfray Cloak.
This is actually quite good for Bolton's strategy.
Really?
Adds a lot of power level.
Okay.
It lets you play...
It only comes in Rainbow Foil L, right? It doesn't come in Cold Foil, I don't think?
No, it comes in Cold Foil, I believe.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, we got 2 L's, so 2 boxes, 2 L's. These were the big hits, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine, even though this is a Cold Foil, this L is probably more valuable than this Cold Foil.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the value hit. We got the value hit Crown of Dominion from the first box. We started from the Brainstorm. So just take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Plus 1, a buckle. So 8 M's plus a buckle. Seasoned Savior was in there. Pulse Wave Harpoon is big. Yeah, didn't do that bad.
Yeah, I think these 2 boxes are actually quite decent.
Yeah, they were pretty nice. By the way, do you want to, since you were in the middle, we were in the middle of talking about the whole meta and the changes. Did you want to add any input on that?
Oh yeah. So,
about the overpowered nature, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think that they're overpowered. I think that it was just that the other decks right now, a lot of the worst decks haven't had enough cards released that help their strategy. And I was saying that I had an exchange with Brian on Twitter about this. And I was like, yeah, it's basically just like, I don't think that is the people are disrespecting. It's just that the decks are themselves are just like really good. You don't have to play too many extraneous cards. I think that's the biggest thing, that you don't have to play any like underpowered or extraneous cards in your deck. And
That Oldham's just got a great kit. Icelander's just got a great kit, right? And would you say that with that belittle minnowism out, that Fi took the biggest hit, and now Fi's, you were mentioning, just more fair, right?
Yeah.
He's more fair, making him less strong and less degen than even a Channel Mount Heroic Briar, right?
Yeah, and so, you know, like, it'll be interesting to see how the meta kind of adjusts as a result going into the next calling.
Okay.
We're not going to be in this meta for that long. It'll just be like the Battle Hardened that's going on this weekend.
Yep.
And then the calling, so...
And then it's going to be everything in Outsiders is fair game,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
All right.
So, excited for the next set. This was kind of, I guess, one of the last Dynasty box openings.
Probably, but by the time this comes out, we will probably have RB spoiling our both, Outsiders, spoiling Outsiders and opening Outsiders. So, guys, well, again, glad to get the good juju from SCG, leaving no witnesses here. Well, there's a lot of witnesses to awesomeness, and hope SCG continues to deliver good events. Hope Yuanji and the Runaways bring back better results next time, right?
Yep.
At the upcoming Battle Hardened and the Callings. And we'll see you on the next episode, guys. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, twiddle that notification button, support this guy on Patreon, and bye.
Bye.
I still can't believe that just happened.
I can't believe it happened either. That's insane.
That is insane, right? Wow. Oh, that's why we do this. That's why
That
we do
was
this.
awesome.
That is insane.
That was
That is
awesome.
super insane.